Hello, welcome to another episode of the NEL Show. What an exciting episode we're going to have today! An exciting conversation. I am here just ready with my tickets before the show starts. And I'm happy to have you here as well, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay. Today's episode is sponsored by the Single Woman in Leadership Pack. Okay. So, are you a single woman who is influential? And it takes a whole lot of conversation to talk about that. But if we're going to talk about it in a few minutes before our conversation starts, a single woman in leadership is the woman who has a mission, who believes that she's here on earth with a mission, with a vision, with drive, with a leadership call on her life. And she believes that she would do that in the context of marriage as well, but she's taking the walk even right now in a single journey. And a lot of that decision in the decision of the partner she's going to get married to is going to influence her life's journey in a big way, and ultimately, of course, the purpose and plans of God in her life, in the life of a man, and through the assignment that God wants them to also live out here on earth. So it is a whole other discussion. And if you're a single woman in leadership, or a single woman who is influential, a single woman with a mission, you cannot get into any kind of marriage. This is why we're making this offer for you. 50 places a woman can be found by the man of her dreams. 50 places a woman can be found by the man of her dreams, because good men are still out there. If you visit my page, you will see that I talk about this all the time. Good men are still out there, and there's definitely the great men available for you to get married to, and who are looking to also be found by you as well. So let's see the dollars equivalent. It is $13, and when you get the book, you are going to get a 40 or even 1 hour counseling session with me. It's 5,000 naira if you are in Nigeria. Bodam Taiwo is here, and we're totally here for it. Okay, let me add Bodam to this call. Yes, go live. Okay.
So happy. Hello, Bodam. Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Claire, can you see me?
I am so happy to have you here. Thank you so much
Likewise.
for choosing to do this, despite your transit and just everything. I'm so grateful. I'm really grateful. Thank you. So let us get into your
Welcome.
profile so that we can just fly into the conversation we have all been longing for. So Bodam Taiwo is many exceptional things, and that is why I actually chose her to have this interview with. So we'll be learning briefly about her. Combine a marketing genius, an etiquette and lifestyle coach, a former beauty queen, and an author, you have the extraordinary visionary that is Bodam Taiwo. Serving as a premium spirit trade marketing manager at the Nigerian Bottling Company, Coca-Cola, Bodam plays a major role in creating and driving the execution of the long-term strategy for sustainable and profitable growth of the portfolio. During the course of her impressive career, she has been instrumental in starting new businesses as well as building sustainable and luxury premium brands across Africa. In 2021, Bodam was named one of the top 100 most inspiring women in Africa by Leading Ladies Africa, and was honored as one of the 12 extraordinary visionary women of African descent in the Future-Forward Female Folio. Wow, that was Just so exceptional. She has been featured on several platforms and publications, including Authority Magazine, Thrive Magazine, Wazobia TV, of course, amongst many others. But one interesting thing that you should know about Bodam is that she's a former beauty queen. Miss Malaika UK 2005. Bodam is the founder of the ESTA curriculum, which is a signature etiquette, grooming, and hospitality course for leading ladies to equip them with knowledge and tools to develop their confidence, grow authority, distinguish themselves as leaders. In addition, she trains organizations on corporate and business etiquette. One of Bodam's desires is to help young women step into purpose early. She started Hangout with Single Sisters, which is a mentorship and accountability hub for unmarried women, where she helps them evolve, grow, and thrive. When Bodam is not working, she relishes heart conversations with loved ones, playing with nieces, reading, watching investigative series, and of course, she enjoys relaxing spa sessions. Thank you so much, Bodam.
Thank you
Okay,
for having
so
me.
yes. Okay, so our first question to you, amongst the many questions that we have for you today, it's just thinking about you before this session, apart from even studying you, but just thinking about you. I really wanted to know, how did you grow up? What was your growing up like?
Wow, okay, let's begin from there, isn't it? What was my growing up like? So I was
Yes.
born in Jos in Plateau State,
Okay.
and I
Mm.
spent the first part of my life in Jos before we moved to Lagos. And I think every time anybody asks me, how did you grow up? The very first memory that pops into my head is Christmas Day at home. And my dad is a Christmas baby. I'm born 5 days later, born on the 30th of December. And Christmas, my sister and myself would wake up and we'll run all around the house because my parents would have hidden Christmas presents all around the house, you know. So we'll check behind the curtains, we'll check under the dining table. And let me not lie, I truly believed that the Father Christmas existed until I was like PS2. I'm not even exaggerating. My parents went to such great lengths to surprise us on Christmas morning. And why I always
Wow.
use that memory is to show that I grew up in a house with a lot of love. And it's a very big blessing for me personally. So I grew up knowing that I was loved by my parents. I grew up in a home where my siblings and I really loved one another. My sister is my best friend. I say it's up till now, right? I grew up
Oh,
in an atmosphere of acceptance and an atmosphere of almost like I could do anything that I wanted to do. It was not until much later in life I realized, okay, there were things girls did and there were things boys did, and those kind of distinctions. Because at home, that didn't really exist. In my house, we were just
mm.
people, and my dad was, for want of a better word, my dad is like an Uber. Is the word feminist? I don't even know that's not the right word. But he's such an advocate for women empowerment. So he made sure my sister and he would push us. So I grew up, playing the piano. I played the piano up until probably I went off to university. I grew up learning taekwondo and learning, swimming and all these. So our weeks were full. Everything was full. That's the kind of life I had growing up.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So one of the things, if you're just joining us, one of the things we are going to be speaking on, the theme is singlehood, finesse, success. But what we're going to be drawing out from Bodam today is ingredients needed to win as a woman in today's century or in today's world. And what would you say? How would you say that impacted the current success of your life? It looks like I'm jumping, but it's fine. I'll go back and forth. You're growing up, what, especially when you got into the world and you saw that, and there's the pink and blue thing, men, women, and even women, yeah, sometimes competing amongst themselves. what would you say your house, your home did for you in molding the kind of Bodam that we love and appreciate today?
Multiple things. I think for one, up till now, home is that place I can go back to recharge. You know what I mean? So when the world, and I think this is
Yes.
important for everybody, when the world beats you down and, upsets you and makes you cry some days, when the world tells you all the things you cannot do and all the things you should not do and all the things you shouldn't have the audacity to do, home, or you should have
Mm.
somewhere that you should go to be able to get your courage back again and get your conviction back again and get your strength back again. And for me, home is that place. So up until now, things happen and I'm able to go back home and be like, guys, I'm knocked out, and then they'll pour into me and they'll strengthen me. So that's on the one hand. But I think most importantly, home helped me with courage. The life I had growing up really helped me with courage. The thing of, I remember there was a particular day, I told you I learned taekwondo. And I learned taekwondo until I was, I don't know now, I don't know how old I was when I stopped. I think I was a blue belt or a blue black belt, something like that. And I learned. And I remember one of these days, they'll pair you up to fight people. And they paired me up with this guy. And we had to now fight. Like it was a championship or competition. And we were, battling and fighting and doing all the things that we were doing. And it turns out, I sort of beat the guy because after a while, you know,
Okay.
and I always say this because to say that um, this is what this is what my home did for me. The thing of you can quote and unquote you can be the guy, you can do almost anything that you want to do. It gave me that mindset. Nothing, and I say that absolutely nothing is impossible to me so long as I really want
Mm.
it. If I do not want it, that's a different thing. But if I really want it, I can do anything that I want to do. And I got that conviction from growing up. They brainwashed me to believe that Bodam, you can do just about anything. And that's why I went off to university. I was the only girl in my undergraduate degree. But I had such a conviction, despite a lot of opposition, that
Mm.
I could get it done. Right? Yeah.
Wow. Okay, all right. Let's just move to the next question. Wow, thank you so much for that. That has laid the foundation and it helps us understand a lot of things. But you are a successful career woman. What would term as a successful career woman? How did you climb to the current stage that you are right now in your career? I have another question, but I'll ask that afterwards. Let me not get it together. How would you say, how were you able to climb to the current stage that you are right now in your career, just influencing and growing these brands?
Okay, how did I grow to the current place in my career? That is like a whole masterclass on its own. You know, um, I didn't deliberately decide earlier on when I started my career that this was where I was going to end up. I didn't decide I was going to build brands for I didn't decide I was going to build brands for a living, right? I was an engineer. So I had a first degree. I had a first degree in electronics engineering. I have a master's in mobile and satellite communications. Yes. And I moved back to Nigeria when I was done with my undergrad, with my first degree. And I decided to work with Huawei, which is a telecoms company at the time. Started working with them. Okay, it was good, but I remember the first time I asked, one of my managers that, oh, I want to go to the field, and he was like, field not for women. Women stay in office. Guys go to the field. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what is this thing about being a woman, right? And anyway, I left. I moved on after a while. And when I finished my master's degree, I came back and I started working with an organization that was called Fun Mobile. And they were a value-added services organization for the telecommunications industry. And in this period of time, what I did with them, I started off new businesses across Cameroon and Ghana, and started off registering it in South Africa before I left. And then I also
Mm.
managed the biggest revenue generating department at the time, which was music. And at the time, I started, sort of negotiating, and that's what kind of got me into marketing a little, because I started trying to play around with the different content we had to see, yes, to see which one was going to sell and which one was not going to sell, and at different times of the year, which one was good, all those type of things. And then Guinness headhunted me and
Mm.
said they were starting a new department, and the rest is history, as they say. Please give me a second.
No problem, no problem. Thank you so much, Bodam. Bodam is on
Yes,
transit, so she will need a minute or two, maybe to move from where
yes.
she is. I'm not sure if you're getting down from the car now. So we'll
Yeah.
just keep learning or we'll keep
Yeah, once
revising
I
the
want to
things that
get
have been
down,
learned.
from the car, I'll just wink at you so that you you let me know.
Okay, okay, that's fine. So we can just use it for revision. Okay, but for now, I can go on. You
Yes,
haven't
please.
gotten to your destination yet. Okay, so you not a lot of beauty queens. Well, it's unfortunate. It's not like it's a good thing, but not a lot of beauty queens come out after their pageant, whether they're runner up or they won the contest, comes out to actually start doing other things that the world will perceive as valuable or meaningful to their lives, apart from what people consider as maybe beauty, yeah, beauty pageants and all of that. What would you
Yes.
say made you? Because you, just like we read in your profile, you definitely are a beauty queen, former beautiful Miss Malika UK 2005.
Hmm.
First of all, how did you get into that space? And then, secondly, how did you say, well, apart from beauty, I want to get into what I'm currently doing right now? Like, I want to move, I want more than what it is that I have achieved in the beauty space.
I finally got
Okay, I'm not
where
sure.
Elizabeth.
Okay, I thought,
Reginald, can you hear me?
okay, you've got it. Okay, I think we should pause on that, maybe so that you make your movement. You can, if you need to switch off your video to move, that's totally fine as well. Okay, so Bodam will be continuing with the answers to the question. If you can hear me, please kindly type in a comment. I just want to be sure. I can see Bodam's video rolling, but I want to be sure if it's coming from my side. Okay, she's left the chat. She be back. I'm sure she just needs to settle at home, but we definitely needed to get this conversation started. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Bodam is definitely joining in like in a minute. I'm sure she just needs to settle down. But so far we have learned about the importance of parenting and the importance of having a stable home. And I'm going to be asking Bodam further questions on that, because in this day and age, so many people and all of those things are the foundation that we are laying for the next generation. Is a child going to wake up to a Christmas home where the parents are together? And even if yours is not Christmas, so you're not trying to build it in that kind of way, what kind of home is that child going to grow into? Last episode, we're talking about parenting, and we definitely learned a whole lot. Feel free to check the replay or check it out on YouTube, Sage NEL TV. Okay, Bodam, if you are, when you are set, you can just let me know in the comment section and I would add you back. I just want to make sure that we're going to add you back when you are set and settled. But yes, that is a good foundation, and it's something to think about. I believe for so many people that are our age and our generation right now, of course, whatever happened in the parenting segment or departments of your life, that one is what we are going to do differently moving forward. That is actually why we have these conversations. Okay, I just want to check that Bodam is set.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Also, okay. I'm not sure I can hear Bodam.
Oh, you cannot hear me?
Okay. Okay, I think I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm sure Bodam will. Okay, you can hear me. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let me go on with the question then, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Do I? Okay, so yeah, let me go with that. So I was saying that you were a former beauty queen. Well, for me, once a beauty queen, always a beauty queen. And that's Miss Malaika UK 2005. And even at that, number one, so there is number one, A, B, and C in this question. How did you even get into that space of being a beauty queen? Like, I would like to learn, I would like you to please share the story with us. It is really important. How did you get into that space? And how did you move, well, beyond being in that space, how did you move into these deeper things that you are also doing apart from you entering in or you being a beauty queen? Now you're an etiquette coach, you're a marketing expert, brand strategist. How did you get here? Oh, I think Bodam's network.
Okay, fantastic. So,
okay.
How did I? And I became a beauty queen in 2000.
Please, sorry for the back and forth. Just be patient with us, please. Okay. Yes.
18 or so. You know, and please confirm if you can hear me, because
thank you for staying. Thank you.
When I'm speaking. But yeah, so anyway, I saw this advert. Okay, great.
Okay, did you get a question, or do I ask again?
I saw this advert for to advertising this pageant, Miss Malaika UK. And I thought, what's Miss Malaika UK? So I went to, Google online.
Okay.
I checked, I saw there was Malaika.
Yes, I can hear you. Do I ask the question again? I'm not sure if you got the question when I asked the question I was just asking you now.
All across Botswana and South Africa, and they were all Malaikas. Right?
Oh, okay. We are.
So I thought, okay,
yes, I can hear you now.
Let me hop on and see what it is. But now I had
Okay,
to
good.
convince my
Thank God.
parents that I
So
can
the question, did you
apply
get the question I
have
asked?
a
Do you
beauty
want to
practice
start
because
out with that?
hey,
How did you get into
so I went in,
being a
I sent my
beauty
dad this
queen?
long email telling him, I want to become a beauty queen, speaking about the benefits of what it is. I think I spoke about things like communication. I'll learn communication skills. I just wrote this email, to my dad and then I told him
I'm not
if there was a
sure
swimsuit
if it is
competition,
my
because I
network.
knew that if there was a swimsuit competition, his answer was
Okay.
yes. I said there was no
Let's see.
swimsuit competition,
Okay.
and
Did you
there
get my
wasn't.
question?
And
If you
this was
can,
when
I
I
hope
had to
it's not.
find
I'm
men's
wondering. I
beauty
hope
of
it is not my
African Elegance.
network because
That was
your feedback is coming in a bit later. So that's why I'm wondering if you can even
I
hear
am
me.
hearing
But please,
I'm hearing
if you
you.
think it's my network or
Sure,
whatever,
sure,
just
yeah.
let me know in the comments. I just want to be sure so
For
that if
me,
it's something from my side, I can adjust it.
is there a
Okay.
second
So
device
what
that
the
I'm
question I
hearing?
was asking is, how did you get into being a former beauty queen? I think we should start with that. Then I'll pick it up from there.
Because I keep on hearing, I'm hearing feedback, and I don't know if it's from my end or if it's from your end. So I'm hearing your voice in the background even as I'm speaking. But anyway. Yeah, maybe it's just Instagram being fantastic. So yes, I
Yeah.
sent out that message and I was like, okay, let's do this. And my dad sent back a message saying, go ahead, you can. I trust you.
Mm.
This would be great because I'd always, I wanted to be a queen when I was growing up. I thought that was the ultimate goal. I just wanted to be like a princess or be a queen and not worry about anything else. Just be a queen. Alas, here we are in this world, not queen-like, but so I went on. Now I had my regional competition, and I think I competed against 8 girls or 10 girls or so, and that was in Bristol. And then I did the final competition, which is now the big one in London, and I competed against 13 girls, and I came, and I won. And I still remember that night when I was crowned, and I was so excited. Just it was like a dream come true kind of thing. Like, yay, I made it. And why was that important to me? I mean, there were a number of things. Number one, it's not often an engineering student sort of becomes a beauty queen, right? It's not, the two are not synonymous. Engineers are meant to be geek kind of people. And you have this engineering student who comes to class wearing high-heeled, thigh-high boots and skinny jeans and some psychedelic jackets and all sorts of funny colored of eyeshadows, all these type of things. It was not the norm. I really love things of beauty and fashion and femininity
Wow.
at the time. So we did that and I was really excited. And the whole 1 year, there were some ups, there were some downs, but bottom line, what I took from that was there's a whole other world that we don't know exists. And there's a whole other world that sometimes we don't have access to because we don't have the right tools to step in. So, for example, I'll be tasked with things like come and organize a fundraiser,
No, not at all.
honor of World AIDS Day, right? Or come and
Not
meet
at all.
some
Or do I
ambassadors there,
remove you and
counseling
add
people,
you back?
all of these other types of things. And there were norms of behavior that were expected in these spaces that a typical university student who is 18. And honestly, the more I've grown, even women who are in their 30s do not know how to behave in certain situations. So that sort of laid the foundation of that. And then I left and I moved on with life and continued and started working. But I've always still had a passion of how to behave and the proper ways of behaving and how to talk and how to sit and how to stand. And honestly, my upbringing also contributed to this because my dad, for example, was very finicky as to how we sat. So I remember when we're sitting, sometimes we sit and you slouch because it's just more comfortable. And if daddy is passing, he'll put his finger in the small of your back and press it so that you automatically stay. My mom still does it for me sometimes. So when she's like, Bodam, you're slouch. I'm thinking, leave me alone. I'm in my 30s, But all of these things, so I had that already growing up. There's certain things you just don't do. Don't play in a funny way to scrape your legs or all these types of things. And then as I grew up, I realized that a number of ladies cannot access certain opportunities because we just don't
Yes.
understand how to behave. We don't understand business etiquette. We don't understand I don't know if it's my network or if it's your network. Talk to me. Let me see, because I'm seeing myself now, but I'm just seeing this round turning circle where you're meant to be. So let me know whose network is acting up. Hello, hello.